Welcome back. This week is National Crime Victims' Rights Week, and the Mobile County District Attorney's Office wants to honor this time with an event. We're going to tell you all about it with District Attorney Keith Blackwood. Keith, thank you so much for being here. We appreciate it.
Thank you for having me, Joe.
We should also point out that you just surpassed your 100th day in office. So before we get to the event we're talking about, just briefly tell us a little bit about what those first 100 days have been like.
Well, we've been very busy these last 100 plus days now. We are prosecuting cases faster than ever. We are building our team at the District Attorney's Office to prosecute them even more quickly so that justice can be swift again. We know there's been a backlog of cases due in large part to the COVID pandemic. And I'm proud to report that we are over 600 cases down in circuit court than when we started. And that's not because we're dismissing them, that's because we're prosecuting them at a much faster rate.
So let's talk a little bit about what's taking place this week with National Crime Victims' Rights Week. First of all, just tell us a little bit about what this week means in general.
Well, National Crime Victims' Rights Week is a week where the community can come together and really support victims of crime and their families, especially families that have lost loved ones due to violence. It's an opportunity for our community to stand shoulder to shoulder with them and show them some support. And it gives our crime victims and their families an opportunity to come together and lean on each other. Because no matter how much we want to support them and how much we do support them, unless someone has been through that, it's impossible to understand. Yeah,
so talk to me about that. How can people support these crime victims?
Well, just having an awareness that these people are out there and the individual struggles that they have. We have a Victims Vigil Thursday. It will be at Cooper Riverside Park. And that's an opportunity for the public to come together and support these victims and their families. We're also going to have several resources there available that people that provide resources to crime victims and to their families. And so it's an opportunity to get some education on what resources are out there for them.
All right, so everyone is invited to come on out to this?
Everyone is invited. The public is invited. If it rains Thursday night, the vigil will be held in the atrium at Government Plaza.
All right, so we hope that you can come on out and to support them and to look into some of those resources that he's mentioning. Kind of another aspect of this, though, is when you have a big support system and people coming out for events like this, the hope, I think, is that ultimately it could lead to some prevention of crime in the first place, too.
Absolutely, and that's something that we work very hard on at the District Attorney's Office. We have victim service officers that help our victims 365 days a year, but we also look at the prevention aspect, too. Through some alternative courts to treat addictions or mental illnesses. And also I'm partnering with our school systems through the Helping Families Initiative to make sure that kids are in school and the ones that are chronically absent are back in school. That is going to play a huge part over the next few years when it comes to crime prevention.
Our law enforcement, prosecution, all these things can only go so far. It does take the community over time to help make a difference too.
That's correct. It takes every person in government, every person in the community to really come together when it comes to this problem of crime, and together is the only way that we're going to solve it.
Tomorrow night, 6 to 7 o'clock at Cooper Riverside Park. If you can, come on out to support crime victims. We certainly encourage you to do so. District Attorney Blackwood, thank you so much for coming in. We appreciate it.
Thank you, Joe.
All right.